Hey everyone, Joe here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get this image from this image. So let's hop in here and get started. Okay, I've already got Adobe Lightroom opened up here, and well, this is an older image that I took quite a while back, and honestly, I never did use it because it has some flags and lights in it. Now it is a combination of 3 other images here. I took, dark exposure and a very bright exposure. That way I can get a lot of the ground and also the sky and get all that detail and stuff. But I never used it for quite a few years. Simply because, well, let me open it up and show you here. Like I mentioned, these flags, this railing. I found it really distracting from what otherwise could have been a really good image. So I put it back and been sitting on it for many years, and well, they got these new AI tools to help remove things. Let's put that to the test and see how well does it actually work. So anyway, let me see here. Like I said, this is my image that I actually edited, and it turned out okay-ish. At least for the AI part, the rest of it turned out fine. And I got one here I've already been, working on, cropped down and everything, but you can see it's still in here. But I want to go through the entire process of, start to finish. So let's open up this original one and let's go into the develop module. Let's get started here. So it's been a few years since I've made some Lightroom tutorials, so bear with me a little bit here, everybody. My format's still going to be the same as it was years back before COVID hit, so let's start going through here. The first thing I wanted to do is go down and do the detail. Now, I always do the detail first. Got this new AI noise remover. Let's see how well it works. It kind of works. And it kind of, I'm still on the fence about it, but I think it has potential. All right, so the denoise is done. Let's zoom in here, and then for the most part, honestly, it did quite a good job. Okay, let me zoom back out here. And let's work on the sharpening. All right, the sharpening, I want to bring it to about 50, but before we do anything, we need to do the masking. And if you hit the Alt key while holding the mask button, you can slide it over. And I think I'm going to go pretty high on this. Around 90 to 100. I think around 91 looks good right there. And that's going to, anything that's in the black isn't getting sharpened, and everything else will get sharpened. All right. The amount I want to go up here is, say, around, 50 I think I had it on. Let's zoom in real close. Fuck this ship here in the background, that way we can see it better. So you pull it up there. 80 seems a little strong. And around 54 work. Radius on it. Increase it just a little bit. I normally don't go higher than 1.5. In the details, it refines it a little bit. Pull that up about 50 also. Okay, I think that looks pretty good now. Okay, we got the detail done. Now we got to work on these flags and stuff. So we'll get the removal tool here, and we are going to use the Generative AI. Like I said, I'm not really sold on this, folks, but let's see what we can do here. And let's first start just painting it out. Should be everything. Go through here, highlight everything that we want removed. And as long as you hold it down, it won't turn red. I'll go right here a little bit. Yeah. I noticed to get the result I really wanted with this earlier, I actually had to go back over a couple spots twice. I'm not sure why, but maybe because the AI. And I don't know. The thing is about the AI is this generative stuff. It's very round robin. You might get a good result the first time. You may have to try it a couple of times to get a similar result. That's my biggest complaint about some of it right now, is it doesn't really seem to be as consistent as I would prefer it to be. Okie doke. Yeah. And then let's remove it. Look at the magic remove button. And let's roll the dice here, folks. Let's see if this thing actually removes it correctly or not. And, well, let's take a look. And like before, I don't like how it blurs it. You can see on the clouds and stuff, I don't see too much of an issue on the clouds. Kind of yellowish there for some reason. I think we can work on that later. And over here seems to be a little blurry too. So what I did before, I went back and did it a second time and added some more, generativeness to it. I basically went over the same spot twice and see if that helped removed it a little bit better. Let's see if that does it. Works again. Or if I just got lucky the other time. Let's click remove again and see what happens. See if it makes it a little sharper. Well, yeah, I think it does help a little bit better. Let's see, turn that off. Yeah, that's better than it was. Still not perfect. Been better if it was seamless, but hey, looks like it could be better, but it's not as bad as it was. Let's do the same thing over here on this spot. I don't have to Control Z that. I want to hit the horizon, not confuse the AI. Anybody that's had to work with AI stuff lately knows how confused it can get and doesn't always give you the results that you hope. Let's see if that works there. And let's remove that. Well, that don't look too bad. It's going to have to work because that's about as good as I can get it. All right. So, like I said, there ain't much I can do about the AI. It either works or it doesn't, and that's not too bad. The poles, light poles, the flag, and everything's gone. So, hey, that's about as good as you can hope, I guess. Now, let's get down here and start working on here the exposure. The temperature, I'll leave it on it set as 6200, 10 plus 10. That's what it was shot. Exposure, though, I need to bring up that one full stop. Yeah, about 1.405. I'm just going to click in and put 1 because I want exactly 1. That's what I had in the original photo. Contrast, I'm just going to bump this up a +2. Very, very mild. All right, my highlights here. We got to really work on the highlights. I'm going to have to pull those down because you can see it's completely blown out here. As you can see here on our histogram, it is blown. Let's drop this down somewhere around negative 80-ish, 84. I think that's what I had. That brought back a lot of that exposure in the clouds and the shadows here. Now, got a lot of these rocks and stuff here in front of this little walkway, this little pier that needs to be brought up. Bring that up just a little bit, say around mid 50 to 60. If I can hit it, 58 looks right. And looking at my paper, that original wrote all this down on, yep, it was 58. And the whites, we gotta boost those just a little bit so the image ain't so dark. I think like 18 to 19, yeah, looks good. Black's gotta pull down just a little bit here. Kind of keep everything looking good. Let's see, negative 14 looks good. Okay. Now the texture. Let's bump the texture up just a little bit, about 10 to 11. And it's kind of hard to hit 10. Hard there. 11's close enough. Clarity. Let's bump that up to about 20. 21's close enough. Dehaze. Let's bump that up just a little bit. It's going to help pull back a little bit more of that, detailed stuff, especially around the clouds. Get the hazes out of the image. Really ain't much, but hey. All right, vibrance. I'm really going to pop a lot of that colored stuff up, especially starting out with the blues. Pull that up about 20, 21. That's starting to pull back a lot of this. Saturation, I'm not going to touch. But now we go down to one of my favorite things, the tone curve. Now we're going to start on this other one called the this one called the parametric curve. Hey. On this one, I got the lights and stuff. I pulled the lights up just to 11. Just very mild. Kind of give it a little bit more of that mid-tones to pop out. That's what I was trying to go for. And you can see that really did add a lot of brightness and stuff to the center of the image, was what I wanted. Now, we got to work on our tone a little bit more here. Been an evening photo. You want a lot of the blues and oranges. So let's get to work here. First one here is I'm going to pull up the shadows, the blues a little bit. So we're about right in here. Second around. Let's see, is that the second up from the bottom? Let's see if I can get it just right. That's pretty close there. 65.89. 66.89 is original. Like I can move that if I want to. I'm not going to move it that much because it doesn't matter that much. But then we want to pull it down on the highlights here. So we're going to pull this down somewhere about right here, and that's going to bring back a lot of that, nice, good golden color up in the sky. See around 190, 170. Let's see if I can't dial it in there. 90. Go down just a little bit more. That's pretty close. That's close enough. The only thing about the tone curves is really hard to get those back exactly where you had originally. As you can see now, that actually brought a lot of that goldness of the sun and stuff behind the clouds. Pulled it back. Got it the goldness shining across the water here, but everything's nice blue and everything else around it. So that's starting to look pretty good here. Now let's go down here to Vignette, and we are going to just kind of like pop that down just a little bit, -12 or something like that. Not much. About -11. I'll leave it right there for right now. Okay, now let's do a little more work here. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and crop this. Let me crop this down while we're here, because if it's to do a lot of work stuff, I want to get this cropped down just where I want it. All right. And see here, original. Let's put down to 16:9, and I want that around there. This other one around that pole. Around that pole, I pull this up. That way the here is actually about 1/3. There we go. Get nice leading lines coming out. Using our rule of thirds and everything. I think they'll like that. That works pretty good. Okay. Boom. Got that. And that looks pretty close to what I had to originally. All right. Now let's do that sky I was talking about. We're just going to use our linear gradient here. Pull this down about halfway. And grab it, drag it all there. The bottom part of the gradient right here on the ocean line, and the top part come up about midways here. And that looks pretty close. That's close enough. All right. Now on this right here, what did I actually have? I think I had dropped the exposure about 1.5 on it to really pull back those clouds. 1.49, really close enough. I think we're getting really close here on this one. Take another look at it. Look at my vignette again, just to make sure I didn't go a little too high on the vignette. Yeah. There, I think that looks pretty good. And that's about it, folks. That's how to get this image to look really nice, bring it back a lot of details. And I actually think it looks pretty good overall. Just make a really nice, metal painting, metal print. That'd look really nice hanging up in somebody's house. But anyway, that's it for this tutorial, everyone. Hope everybody liked this tutorial and hope they found it helpful. And if you did, how about give me a thumbs up? Thumbs up's always highly appreciated. And if you're not a subscriber to my channel, now's a great time to subscribe. Subscribing is free, it's for you, and let you know when I release more videos. Until next time, everyone, thank you for watching.